Hello, my name is April Harris, and today I'll be discussing with you how to multiply fractions, and we'll be using the standard algorithm. Don't worry, fractions sounds like a hard word, but it's okay. We will still be multiplying, and multiplication is still repeated addition. So if you can multiply your whole numbers, you can multiply fractions. Let's look at our steps. Step 1, you're going to multiply straight across. Remember that your top number is called your numerator and that your bottom number is called the denominator. So what I mean about multiplying straight across, you're going to take your two top numbers and multiply those together, and then take your two bottom numbers and multiply those together in order to get your final answer. Step 2, always simplify. And we simplify by finding the greatest common factor. GCF stands for greatest common factor. And then you'll divide that number by your top and bottom number. So let's look at an example. 2/3 times 5/8. So step number 1, I want to multiply straight across. So 2 times 5 over 3 times 8. So 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 8, 24. Now, I need to make sure that this fraction is in the simplest form, and I do that by finding the greatest common factor. So let's talk about that. First, you're going to take each number, your numerator and your denominator, and you're going to make your list of factors for both numbers. Remember that factors are the numbers that you multiply together in order to get a product. So I'm going to make a list, and the list just helps me to make sure that I don't forget a factor. So always start with the number 1. 1 times what gives you 10? That's the question that you ask yourself for each number. So I know that 1 times 10 gives me 10. Next in my list, 2. 2 times what gives me 10? That's 5. Keep going down the list. 3 times what gives me 10? If nothing, you don't have to write that number in your list. 4 times what gives me 10? Nothing. So the next number is 5. 5 is already in my list, so that way I know I'm done. So a list is very important. 24. Start with the number 1. 1 times 24 gives me 24. 2 times 12 gives me 24. 3 times 8 gives me 24. And 4 times 6 gives me 24. 7 I cannot use. 8 already in my list. So now common. Common means what number is in both lists that I can use, and I want the greatest number. So yes, I see 1, but I also see the number 2. So, and it's the greatest, so I'm going to divide using 2. You have to divide your top and bottom by your common factor, because the rule is whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So I'm going to come down. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now, 5, the only factors for 5 are 1 and 5, and 5 is not a factor for 12. So therefore, 5 over 12 is my simplest form. Let's try one more. 4 over 3 times 6 over 9. Step 1, multiply straight across. So 4 times 6 over 3 times 9. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27. All right, I need to check and make sure that this is in simplest form. So I'm going to make my list. 24 and 27. Start with the number 1. 1 times 24. 2 times 12. 3 times 8. 4 times 6. 27. 1 times 27. 2 I cannot use. 3. 3 times 9. 4, 5, 6, 7. Cannot use those. 8 cannot use. And the next possible number is 9 and is already in my list. Looking for the greatest common. So the greatest that I see is 3, and it's in both lists, so I'll use 3. So next, divide top and bottom by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 27 divided by 3 is 9. The only factors for 9 are 1 and 9 is not a factor of 8. So therefore, 8 over 9 is my simplest form. So remember, when multiplying fractions, step 1, you multiply straight across, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Step 2, you simplify your answer. And it's just as easy as 1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching.